Hey, making it flip like I'm doing gymnastics. Making it flip like I do acrobatic. I'm money fanatic, my life is fantastic. Making it stretch like I'm Mr. Fantastic. She hop on the carpet, Aladdin. My flow need a padding. I'm never subtracting, I get to the money. That's
usually on me. Yeah, man, Purple doing the shades on, so you know nothing wrong. But yeah, man, it's Sunday. Hope y'all had a good week. I know I haven't been uploading as consistently as I do, but hey, man, I'm here. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos. And today it's early. It's like, what time is it? 7:25. I'm up early, so yeah, man, we gonna react to some casual Geographic. We got Game 7 for the Knicks and the Pacers, and Game 7 for the Nuggets and the Suns. So check out my basketball highlights too. And without further ado, man, let's get into it.
1, you hit the RNG lottery if you die of old age, and 2, you probably have a worse childhood than an actor from Redacted. Since I've already made a mother and father video on this channel, instead, we're gonna do basically the opposite. You're the animals that get spanked the hardest by reality the moment they're born. And while this isn't really
yeah, bro, birth in the animal kingdom, I just feel like it's... humans really have it the easiest, bro.
Bad parents video, you're gonna see some of these animals need CPS in the worst way. So yeah, back to hippos. So as a kid, I was watching this documentary. I couldn't really tell you what it was called or even what it was about, but there was this one scene where a mother hippo showed up with her freshly born calf, and the other hippos woke up feeling like Mike. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, take your pick. Either way, I watched the calf become corpse confetti in front of my eyes.
They just ended the baby like that?
Those are actually pretty solid moms. They'll take a maternity leave from the herd and pretty much quarantine herself for weeks to have the kid. And it's usually after a couple of weeks where she'll return to the pod. Problem is, if she comes back to an overcrowded pool or limited resources or really just a hippoing, males will gang up on the mother, separate her from the calf, and make a hippo
my
baby
God.
shower shockingly literal.
That's what they call it, a hippo baby shower. Bruh. Wow.
In their defense, it's technically rare, and it's not like your favorite animals don't follow the same script.
Yeah, I'm sure it don't happen all the time. Because like, don't lions do that too? Lions do that too, right? They'll like kill the males if they're not theirs or something. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if humans did that.
And if that's too dark for an intro, I'm gonna put this right here, because like the world to Ray Charles, it only gets darker.
Wow.
So
why did Ray Charles catch you straight right there?
Animals fresh out the womb get violated by the natural order, and the first one's what hippos go through, which I like to call running the gauntlet.
Okay.
It basically means because of circumstances, an animal too young to be anything but a milk merchant has to go through trials, tests, and a real-life bullet hell that I would hesitate to wish on my worst enemy. And
he called bro a milk merchant. That's crazy. But that's what you are when you're a baby, bro. You're just a milk merchant. You're useless. You really can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you need parents. There's just no other way to get around it.
Unfortunately, my worst enemy is not this bird. You see, the barnacle goose had a problem. They build nests on high, cloud-caressing cliffs, away from polar bears and foxes.
Damn, they drop them? This is what I'm assuming.
At the very bottom. And because they're basically flying lawnmowers that eat mostly grass, they can't just mama bird food into their faces. And air Ubering them down ain't on the table either. So their only option is to jump. All the way down. The day-old flightless baby barnacles freefall up to 400 feet straight down. The Statue of Liberty would...
Bro, imagine you only a day old. You fresh out the womb, man. Like, this your first day out here. What Lil Uzi said? It ain't your third day. It's your first day.
Be a vacation for them, and the only thing breaking their fall are the rocks littering the bottom. Really, the only break they get is nature giving them a fluffy down coat and flyweight class to make the whole rock landing thing less of an immediate game over. But don't worry, it gets worse. The parent geese do help by calling out to the chicks and kind of coaching them down, but their encouragement can end up attracting the same predators they were trying to avoid in the first place. Also, as a conscious cotton ball, they go wherever the wind blows them. If that happens to be too far away, they can get snatched by a raven before their parents even get to them. Not to mention, barnacle geese don't get full immunity. 10% of the chicks become a casualty to the cliffs, and only a third are alive after 2 days. Basically, this is the second animal in the row where baby shower sounds more like a sick joke, and wouldn't you know, they're not the only birds that
I'm not gonna lie, I would rather have the hippo's life than that shit, bruh.
Have to eat themselves up to 50 feet out of their tree nest or starve to death inside. I didn't know water landing was a luxury because merganser chicks have to do the same thing, except the best they get are leaves. But at least with ducks and geese, they run the gauntlet, but they have their parents there the whole time. This crab could only be so lucky. The Christmas crab's named after the island it's on, and every year, the crustacean exodus travels from within the forest.
Oh yeah, I seen videos about that, the red crab.
Well, if you know what this drink is called, just know crabs have copious amounts of it. Walking to your spring break when you're only inches tall is a struggle enough. Doing it in reverse at tick size is veteran difficulty. Because a few weeks later, the Christmas crab progeny has to backtrack from the beach all the way back into the
Bro, that's terrible, bro. They don't even spawn you in the water. Like, damn, parents, like, I'll be mad, bro. I'm like, bro, you ain't even spawn me in the water. I gotta run all the way to the water when I just spawn. Like, this is a terrible game.
recesses of the jungle with the rest of the population. It takes over a week straight of walking while dodging everything from cars to the people in them. And that's if they don't get spawn sniped on the beach by their own kind. Out of the legit billions of crabs that take the journey on, only, let's see.
And the fact that, bruh, y'all go eat me anyway too. My own parents might be eating me, bruh. Like, what the hell? Nah, this is the worst spawn ever.
0.0001% of them live long enough to continue the cycle.
But
now,
it's a billion of them, though.
They're arguably the only insect that can give 10% of the.
I don't know how much of that is a billion, but that's still a lot.
Problems. It sounds like all but 1 in 10,000 crablets are statistics.
He literally has my hotkeys. What's going on?
Like having so many kids, you basically force the right hand of RNG to do at least one of your own right.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that again. But nothing makes running the gauntlet more literal than Godzilla's understudy. Ironically, the marine iguana is only a menace to algae and is reportedly chill like that. Their childhood is anything but, because crab iguanas will lay their eggs deep in sand.
I would get an iguana. No, I wouldn't.
That also means
I would get a small one, maybe.
Underground nursery turns out to be a snake pit.
Another thing too is I'm thinking about getting some turtles, man. I used to have some turtles when I was younger. Unfortunately, they passed away. But I'm thinking about getting some more, bro. Cause like turtles are like easy pets and they don't require too much maintenance, but at the same time, I know people talk about reptiles like they're cold-blooded, they don't have personalities or anything, but my turtles have personalities. Like all three of them were different, bro.
The iguanas are born,
I promise you.
Rush to the rocks for cover, and that can get them tailgated by, of course, racer snakes. And like their name suggests, they're liable to run down a luckless lizard. Bro really just blew a 4-0 leg lead. Oh, and Euro-stepping Satan's garden hoses doesn't mean they still can't get.
Yeah, that's an infamous video right there.
Running
Damn.
like Marshawn Lynch your first day out is survival of the fittest on steroids. And remember, running the gauntlet is just one of the ways the world plots on the young. But number 2 might arguably be worse. Criminal negligence. Because at least with before, if you take an L, you can chalk it up to a skill issue. But with a parent like that, if you're strapped for luck, you're pretty much in trouble. The Heart Seal is actually a decent mother. For 12 days, she nurses her pup for less than 2 weeks, then what? She abandons the pup to.
But that's the thing too. I guess with humans, it's like a time thing with everything else, because most of these animals, they don't nurse for that long. You know what I'm saying? They nurse for like a month, a couple weeks or something like that. Or the first day, damn near. So they already built with that stuff instilled in them. We babies for at least 2 years, really. So we just not gonna have those same built-in instincts and motor functions, you know, because we're not prepped to be on our own that fast.
To go find more males, because mother harps are for the sheets, the ice sheets. Keep in mind, a baby seal can't swim or otherwise feed itself for the next 6 weeks, even losing half their weight in the process. Forcing a hunger strike on your kids is bad enough. Pulling that in polar bear country is diabolical. Worst part is, the pups are naive enough to confuse anything that moves for their mother, so those videos of them pulling up to cameramen, it just got a lot darker. Quokkas are on a different kind of timing, because they'll yeet their young as a contingency plan against predators. And while no, they.
But that's the thing too in the animal kingdom too. It's like I saw in like some documentary, it's like the mothers, they'll be like, okay, I can have more kids, right? So even if some of my kids die right now, it's okay if I escape because I can have more. I can find another male. You know what I'm saying? So it's straight survival.
They don't literally throw their babies into the oblivion. If things ever get too tight during a chase, the muscles in the pouch do the exact opposite and drop the Joey on the ground. And while the screaming, writhing Joey gets the worst kind of attention, Mama Marsupial hightails it, because you know what they say.
What's 17 more years? I can always
Exactly.
make another kid.
Kangaroos, wallabies, and quokkas have all been known to ghost their kids in the worst way. In fact, tree kangaroos have been known to eject their Joey over the stress of a bad storm. But hey, shout out to koalas. Not only could I not find cases of them sacrificing the youth, some koalas have adopted orphan Joeys.
W koala,
So big
W.
ups to the chlamydia care bear. You got koalas caring for kids that aren't even theirs, and a desaturated deadbeat forfeiting custody to the gulag. Pandas often have twins, but because they only have the facilities to keep one alive, they'll basically flip a coin, keep Zach, and Cody gets returned to sender. To the point where zoos have to play parent trap with a panda and will sub in one twin after another. Whole time the bag of bamboo thinks she only has one. You've definitely heard all this before, so I'm not gonna go.
Nani? Bro, like he's literally using my hotkeys, or I'm using his. I don't know, but I swear I didn't look at his hotkeys. So.
What I will do though is mention the
What
bird
in
of
the
pandas.
world?
This is a grebe. If you haven't seen one before, let this be your introduction. The hooded grebe will have 2 eggs, and they'll lay both on this kind of floating nest. First to hatch hitches a ride on their mom's back. Second place, yeah, it just gets left there. 97% of the time, the grebe couple only raises one chick.
What in the
It's
world?
bad enough when pandas do it, but at least the DreamWorks franchise isn't endangered anymore. Being critically close to being cooked while having a one-child policy
critical
is just
endangered.
egregious. Oh my god. In fact, the average baby raised per adult each year is 2. That's not a smoke.
Per year too, and birds have a lot of kids at one time though. They have a lot of eggs. I mean,
Make that 0.2. And yet there's a
oh,
bird that
point
might be
two.
worse. Now, how could emperor penguins be here? They were in my Father's Day video, and the mothers aren't slouches either. But in a really cruel twist of fate, the very thing that makes them great parents can royally screw the chick over. Prolactin is a hormone that goes into overdrive once the penguin lays an egg, and it keeps going long after the chick hatches. And it's believed it's actually the high levels of prolactin that drives a penguin to make the long trip back to its chick after days of filling up at sea. The problem is, the prolactin doesn't fall off if the penguin ends up losing the chick, and the parental drive can be so strong, it forces them to kidnap someone else's.
Bruh.
The chick get accident.
It's like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna be the. Hey, what if the world was like that instead of how it is now? I guess it would still make more problems, cause it'd be like, yeah, nah, I want to be a parent. I'm taking your kid. So either way, it'd be bad. But dang,
Accidentally smothered in the process.
that would make a great movie though. There's probably some movies about it already.
Most times the kidnapper loses interest after a couple hours, leaving
Let's
the
see how
forcibly
far we
fostered
are.
chick to die,
13,
either of
okay.
starvation, freezing, or getting turned out by a giant petrel. Oh, speaking of which, they'll really watch an ice-chilled vulture snatch their child in front of them and will do jack about it. I mean, sometimes they'll try. Until they don't. Imagine a plot of Taken, but if Liam Neeson was in the
Yeah,
same
they
room with
just
Diddy
kind of give up. I mean, I feel like you can jump them,
removed
right?
from his couch. To be fair, I honestly don't know what I was expecting here. Except, mind you, that's only the half of it, literally. Because next is what I like to call, it be your own. You've probably seen videos of storks throwing their own chicks out of nests. It's cuz in survival of the fittest. Fit isn't about strength or washboard abs, but fit is more like how good you are at making more of yourself and passing the genes off. Look like a liability, and most bird moms aren't going to waste the resources better spent on your bigger brother. They'll just subtract you from the census.
Yeah, because that's what I'm
themselves.
saying. It don't matter if you strong. If you like taking up too much food because you're strong and you need more energy, they're gonna throw you out. Like, why wouldn't they?
And that's not the only way parents can be your biggest op. Scorpions are dedicated enough to literally carry their entire family on their backs for days. But let resources get low enough and you'll see a spice roach having a kid's meal. And long-tailed skinks go full scorched earth. She'll try to defend her nest, but if she feels like it's getting invaded too often, eventually she'll say it and eat her entire family first. Funny thing is, most skinks will just lay their eggs and peace out, but those in the area codes of egg-eating snakes will guard their nests.
Damn.
That is until the moms get pressed enough and become the predator. The burying beetle has a different problem. You see, this corpse roach will turn an expired rat into a nursery, but if there's too many beetleists, there won't be enough food and they'll end up small and underdeveloped. So the beetle will systematically murk a small percentage of her own children to keep the ratio honest, and science says it's the beetles that beg the most for food that get packed up. Seriously, the larvae
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's literally what I just said. The more food and stuff you eat, you gotta be out of the equation, bro, because you're taking up too many resources that I don't have, my guy. And I'm thinking of as a mother, it's just like, bro, But in turn, that also makes the other one strong because they have to, they're on a gradual build up. You know what I'm saying? So, but your genes might be a little bit weaker, but if more survive, at the end of the day, that's the best numbers. The more you have, the more chances you have of spreading your gene, right? And that's all animals want to do. So
That beetles can beg, by the way, but the ones that only do it when they're genuinely hungry actually have a better chance of surviving than the ones that do it constantly. In a weird way, it's like a creative tactic to reward honesty. Also, imagine asking your mom what's for dinner and she takes her head off. Either that, or it's a really messed up game of musical chairs where the biggest beetles get fed first until there's no food left, and the ones that get left out get terminated, which is actually a great transition to the last pitfall.
Or it could happen that way too.
Sibling rivalry, or it be your own part too. Spotted hyenas take on site literally. They will try to kill each other the moment they're born, and this ain't a friendly Disney Channel type of fate. A quarter of the cubs born never make it out of the den because of it. And considering the very process of birth can turn both parties into a hashtag, yeah, hyenas got it
we
bad.
saw that like hyena, not we, but I saw that hyenas, they can, it's very hard for them to have successful pregnancies because the female hyena also has the male appendage. So it's like it's a very narrow passageway that the baby can come out through. So a lot of them die.
So does this guy. The shoe-billed stork is one of many types of birds that will flatline their sibling to survive, and even with different species, the script is the same. The stronger chick gets all the food and attention, while the weaker one gets bullied and beaten into oblivion.
But that's
Often
another
while
one.
others watching. Heck, sometimes they serve the corpse as a victory meal. But
Oh
arguably
my
the most
God.
brutal case of competition happens in Tasmania. You know exactly what
Bro, that video was graphic. You just eating your brother straight out the womb like that, brother or sister, whatever.
it's gotta go. Tasmanian devils can birth 20, 30, sometimes up to 40 joeys, but somehow
Damn.
long-haired opossum cousins have 13 nipples, and the short-tailed opossum has 27. The live-action
Oh, that's not enough.
At 4. So now the blind, hairless, raisin-sized joeys have to somehow race their way from the birth canal all the way to one of 4 milk faucets. As you can guess, the first 4 to feed go on and grow. The remaining joeys get canceled like a Friends spin-off by the mother who eats them alive. I know I said musical chairs earlier, but this is That Meets Saw, directed by
Talk about a race for your life, man. But at the same time too, it's like, you know, it's a quick life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like you really have a
And
conscience.
somehow there's an animal that gets done even worse. The sand tiger shark can have up to 50 embryos inside her uterus. The
Damn.
problem is, one litter can have multiple fathers. So once one of the embryos grows big enough, it swims around and starts eating all the others. And they don't just wipe out all the smaller embryos. Once the pup clears them, it then eats all the unfertilized eggs in the uterus. And you know these sharks dug zero smoke, because the way we found out was from a scientist poking around a pregnant shark's uterus and getting his hand bitten by an undercooked pup. It's a special kind of spawn.
Damn.
You don't even let them spawn, but it gets even more metal because
Hey, so it's pretty much who's ever the strongest, really. Except with insects, because insects is whoever doesn't beg the most. But they said it could be random too, so I don't
sand tiger
even know.
sharks have 2 uteruses, so usually have 2 pups. And apparently, some predatory pups will swim from one uterus to another and murk everything in sight. Sand tigers have one of the lowest reproductive rates of any shark, and in utero cannibalism probably doesn't help. So those are all the ways childhood is a figurative flogging for some animals. But I missed one. I missed the animal with arguably the worst childhood of all. What animal could that
There's
be?
one
How about the one that
more?
has to deal with all of this, the gauntlet, the rivalries, the occasional cannibalism. If you didn't think it could possibly get worse, be glad you're not a sea turtle. Baby sea turtles got
Damn.
the devil experience on brutal, because not only do they have to crawl
Yeah,
from beach
they
to
do
sea,
gotta
they
crawl.
also have to worry about getting digested alive in a
Eggs.
vulture's stomach, crushed to death by crocodiles, and even having their
Bro, that's literally the worst spawn location you can ever think of being a sea turtle game.
eyes gouged out by cutthroat crabs. And yeah, that one's still alive. And that's just on the beach. Even if they hit the water, they're likely to get griefed by reef sharks. And in open water,
Not
threats
to
such as
mention you
dolphin
got
fish
damn
are liable to turn
sharks
turtles into
and the
hard
fish
Some
that's gonna
species
eat
improve
you.
their chances by going at night and using the moon as a guide. But man-made
You
lights
got-
can confuse the turtles into going
And you got crabs. But the thing about going into a pool though is like, okay, in the morning, you know, a person go wake up and put the turtles in the ocean. You know, it might be a better chance that you go into the pool. I'm not gonna lie. pool might be the new meta for sea turtles.
Going the wrong way on the highway. And this ain't Mario Kart, there is no Lakitu to bail them out. And even though sea turtle cannibalism has only really been seen in captivity, I would not put it past the wild ones, cause
oh my god.
remember when I said baby birds are like the potato chips of nature? Baby turtles are like the Kit Kat bars of the beach. Turtles got it so bad that their literal only defense is just having so many kids that doesn't matter how low the odds are. They just
right,
not be
just
zero.
in
Let's talk
numbers.
If the average sea turtle lays, let's say 110 eggs in a clutch, and each lady turtle has an average of 3 clutches in a season, with about 100,000 females nesting at the same time, assuming only half the eggs actually hatch, you're looking at over 16 million hatchlings storming the beaches like Normandy. Numbers carry them so hard that sea turtles will actually sing to each other while in the eggs to make sure they're
That's what I'm saying, like, bro, they literally got so many. It's just, even if you eat a lot. Now, if humans ate them, they would probably be wiped out, but come on now, who wants to eat a turtle?
all on the same page and hatch at the same time. The thing for that, because in some species, only 1 in every 10,000 turtles born live long enough to make it worth it. The ones that do spend most of their lives at sea until one day their internal GPS takes them hundreds, if not thousands of miles back to the beach where it all began. It's almost inspiring, you know, every sea turtle you see was that turtle out of thousands, and if they can make it out of that, hey, maybe we don't have it so bad. Yeah, let me stop right there. Turtles might as well be named after all the shit that they take. Imagine nature.
Okay, but that's it for this video. This video's gone long enough, man. Check out my other reactions. Yeah, we got the game 7s today, so y'all stay tuned for that. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all be safe, man. I'm out.